Cat3 cable is characterized by having 4 twisted pairs of wires. Each pair consists of 2 individual wires twisted together to reduce electromagnetic interference. These twisted pairs are essential for transmitting data or voice signals effectively over the cable. Now, regarding termination, it's important to understand the limitations of an RJ11 jack. An RJ11 jack is designed with only 4 contacts. These contacts are used to establish electrical connections with the wires inserted into the jack. Cat3 cable with its 4 twisted pairs contains a total of 8 wires. Since an RJ11 jack only provides 4 contact points, it is physically impossible to terminate all 8 wires of the Cat3 cable onto a single RJ11 jack. Attempting to force all the wires into the RJ11 connector will likely damage the connector, the cable, or both. Furthermore, even if you could somehow squeeze all the wires in, the electrical connections would be unreliable and could lead to signal degradation or complete failure of the connection. The mismatch between the number of wires in Cat3 cable and the number of contacts in an RJ11 jack necessitates the use of a different type of connector or a different cabling solution altogether. For Cat3 cable, the appropriate connector is typically an RJ45 connector. An RJ45 connector is similar in appearance to an RJ11 jack, but it is slightly larger and has 8 contacts. This allows all 8 wires of the Cat3 cable to be properly terminated, ensuring a reliable and high-quality connection. In summary, while Cat3 cable does indeed have 4 twisted pairs and therefore 8 wires, you cannot terminate all 4 pairs onto an RJ11 jack because an RJ11 jack only provides 4 contact points. An RJ45 connector is the correct choice for terminating Cat3 cable. To further elaborate, the individual wires within each twisted pair of the Cat3 cable are typically color-coded. This color coding scheme helps to identify and organize the wires during installation and termination. A common color coding scheme includes blue/white blue, orange/white orange, green/white green, and brown/white brown. The solid color wire in each pair is often referred to as the tip, while the white wire with the colored stripe is referred to as the ring. When terminating Cat3 cable with an RJ45 connector, it is crucial to follow a specific wiring standard such as T568 or T568B. These standards define the order in which the wires should be placed within the RJ45 connector to ensure proper connectivity and signal transmission. Using the correct wiring standard is essential for compatibility and interoperability with other network devices and equipment. It is also worth noting that Cat3 cable is an older cabling standard that is typically used for voice communications and slow data transmission rates. In modern networking environments, Cat5e or Cat6 cable are more commonly used due to their superior performance characteristics. Cat5e and Cat6 cables offer higher bandwidth and improved signal integrity, making them suitable for high-speed data networks. If you are installing a new network or upgrading an existing one, it is generally recommended to use Cat5e or Cat6 cable instead of Cat3 cable. However, in some cases, Cat3 cable may still be appropriate for specific applications, such as connecting analog telephones or legacy equipment. In these situations, it is important to ensure that the cabling and connectors are properly installed and terminated to maintain reliable communication. When working with any type of electrical cable, it is essential to follow all safety precautions and guidelines. Always disconnect the power supply before working on electrical wiring. Use appropriate tools and equipment such as wire strippers, crimpers, and cable testers. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, it is best to consult a qualified electrician or network technician. They can ensure that the cabling is installed safely and correctly. In addition to the physical termination of the cable, it is also important to consider the overall cable management and organization. Proper cable management helps to prevent tangles, reduce stress on the cables, and improve airflow around the equipment. Use cable ties, labels, and other accessories to keep the cables neat and organized. This will make it easier to troubleshoot and maintain the network in the future. Furthermore, when running cables, it is important to avoid sharp bends and kinks. These can damage the cable and reduce its performance. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for minimum bend radius. Also, avoid running cables near sources of electromagnetic interference such as power lines or fluorescent lights. This can degrade the signal quality and cause communication problems. Regularly inspect the cables and connectors for any signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged cables or connectors immediately to prevent further issues. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your Cat3 cabling system provides reliable and efficient communication for its intended purpose. Remember, always prioritize safety when working with electrical wiring. If you are unsure about any aspect of the installation or termination process, seek professional assistance. This will help to prevent accidents and ensure that the network is installed correctly. To reiterate, the inability to terminate all 4 pairs of a Cat3 cable onto an RJ11 jack stems directly from the physical limitations of the RJ11 connector. The RJ11's design, with its limited 4 contact points, simply cannot accommodate the 8 wires present in the Cat3 cable. Attempting to force this connection is not only incorrect, but also potentially damaging to both the connector and the cable itself. Instead, utilize the appropriate RJ45 connector specifically designed to handle the 8 wires of the Cat3 cable, while adhering to industry standard wiring configurations such as T568 or T568B. These standards guarantee proper pin assignments and facilitate compatibility across various networking devices. It is worth emphasizing the importance of using the right tools for cable termination. A quality crimping tool ensures a secure and reliable connection between the wires and the connector pins. Improper crimping can lead to loose connections, intermittent signal loss, or even complete connection failure. Investing in a good crimping tool is a worthwhile investment, especially if you plan to terminate cables regularly. When crimping the connector, make sure that the wires are fully inserted into the connector and that the crimping tool applies even pressure to all the pins. After crimping, visually inspect the connector to ensure that all the pins are properly seated and that the wires are securely held in place. A cable tester can be used to verify the continuity and wiring of the cable. This is especially important for longer cable runs or in situations where there is a possibility of interference. A cable tester can identify common wiring errors such as shorts, opens, and crossed wires. Using a cable tester can save you time and frustration by quickly identifying and resolving cabling problems. The selection of appropriate cabling solutions extends beyond mere physical connection. Factors such as cable length, environmental conditions, and desired data transmission rates play crucial roles in determining the most suitable cable type for a particular application. For example, excessively long cable runs can lead to signal degradation, impacting data transfer speeds and reliability. In such cases, employing signal repeaters or amplifiers might be necessary to maintain signal integrity. Similarly, outdoor cable installations demand cables specifically designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, including UV exposure, moisture, and temperature fluctuations. These outdoor-rated cables typically feature robust shielding and weather-resistant jackets to ensure long-term performance and reliability. Data transmission rate requirements also influence cable selection. As mentioned earlier, while Cat3 cable suffices for voice communications and slower data transfer, modern networks typically necessitate high bandwidth capabilities offered by Cat5e or Cat6 cables. These advanced cable types utilize improved construction techniques and materials to minimize signal loss and maximize data throughput. Beyond the technical aspects of cable termination and selection, adherence to relevant industry standards and best practices is paramount. Organizations such as the Telecommunications Industry Association (TIA) and the Electronic Industries Alliance (EIA) publish comprehensive standards covering various aspects of cabling systems, including cable performance, installation procedures, and testing requirements. Complying with these standards ensures interoperability, reliability, and safety of cabling systems. Furthermore, local building codes and regulations often mandate specific requirements for electrical wiring and cabling installations. It is crucial to familiarize oneself with these requirements and ensure that all installations comply with applicable codes. Failure to comply with building codes can result in fines, penalties, and potential safety hazards. Continuous learning and staying abreast of advancements in cabling technology are essential for professionals in the networking and telecommunications fields. New cable types, connectors, and installation techniques are constantly being developed to meet the evolving demands of modern networks. Participating in industry training programs, attending conferences, and reading technical publications can help you stay informed about the latest developments and best practices. Moreover, seeking certifications from reputable organizations such as Bixby Building Industry Consulting Service International can enhance your credibility and demonstrate your expertise in cabling systems. These certifications validate your knowledge and skills, making you a more valuable asset to your organization or clients. Remember, proper cable termination and installation are fundamental to the performance and reliability of any network. By understanding the technical aspects, adhering to industry standards, and continuously expanding your knowledge, you can ensure that your cabling systems provide optimal performance and meet the evolving needs of your organization. To solidify the understanding, consider the following points. Firstly, Cat3 cable possesses 4 twisted pairs, equating to 8 individual wires. Secondly, the RJ11 jack, designed with only 4 contact points, isn't sufficient for terminating all 8 wires of Cat3 cable. And thirdly, utilizing an RJ45 connector in conjunction with adherence to wiring standards such as T568 or T568B is the correct approach for terminating Cat3 cable. Remember to use appropriate tools, follow safety precautions, and stay informed about industry best practices.